everyone, my name is Natalie and welcome to or back to my channel. If this seems like the exact same outfit and the exact same position as my last video, it's because it is, and I am bulk filming a couple of videos. Today I'll be filming the Nice and Accurate Good Omens book tag. I found this on a book blog, Readable Life, so let's get into it. The first question is, would it be funny if we both got it wrong, eh? If I did the good thing and you did the bad one. So this is a book you thought you would like but didn't, or a book you didn't expect to like but did, or more than you thought. So I'm going to answer both of these questions. For a book that I enjoyed more than I thought, I am going with Whisperman by Alex North. This is like a crimey, horror-y book. Jack's mum has recently died, so him and his father are moving into a new village. However, this village is steeped with history and mystery, and the kids in this village aren't as safe as they seem. This book does an incredible thing where you're not quite sure what's paranormal and what's real life, and it kind of blurs those lines, and I think it's incredible. But yeah, I sometimes struggle with crime novels because unfortunately I have a kind of mind that more often than not guesses who the criminal is and what they've done and things like that. This one I had no idea about and I absolutely loved that. I thought it was incredible. For a book that I didn't like as much as I expected to, I'm going to go with The City of Circles by Jess Richards. I expected to absolutely adore this book because it just sounded incredible. I read this one a few years ago. This follows our main character Danu, and she is a part of a travelling circus act, and she is basically the high wire act, and this follows her as she tries to deal with her parents' death and her travelling back to her hometown. And also this doesn't really take place in our world. There's a different kind of system here with the city, hence the City of Circles. It does go round like a circle, and each circle is a different kind of layer to the city. Obviously, the more to the centre of the circle you get, the more privileged and well off you are, and the outskirts is the poorer communities. I can't really remember what it was like. I feel like this book could have done so much more than it did, and I think I felt a little let down by that. I don't know, I didn't particularly, from what I remember, it's been a few years since I've read this, from what I remember I didn't also particularly like how the story progressed, and I didn't feel that there was much character development happening within this story, which for me is massive. I like to see our characters evolving and going through things. Our character definitely does go through things, but she doesn't evolve, I feel like. And also with this, there is a scene which is so fantastic, and I can't give it away unfortunately, but that is the only thing I truly loved about the story, hence why I've kept it, because there are these scenes told from a certain perspective that I think is genius, and I absolutely love it, and I think Jess Richards did a fantastic job with that. And I honestly feel that if that was a solo book in itself, from that perspective, I would love it. I feel like a lot of people would love it. But yeah, I think that part was incredible. Unfortunately, the rest of it, not so much. Get Behind Me, Foul Fiend. After you. Your favourite flirty line. So when it comes to flirty, like remembering lines and remember who says them, I'm terrible at it. I can be reading a story and I absolutely love the line. I think it's incredible. Once a book is put down, I forget it because I have a memory like a sieve when it comes to that kind of stuff. The only line I remember that I absolutely love is such a basic answer, but it's so true. And it's from this book, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas. And of course it is Hello Feyre Darling. That's the only one I've been able to remember. I can't help it. It's because it's short and it's so well known. That's why I remember it. Somebody Killed My Best Friend. Book death that affected you most. And that is Heartless by Marissa Mayer. There is a death in this book that I still haven't recovered from. It rips your heart out and I just can't. In case you don't know, this is a kind of retelling of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, but this is the This is the villain origin story of the Queen of Hearts. And speaking of the Queen of Hearts, it breaks your heart, this book, because even though you know how her story is going to end and who she becomes, you root for her like nothing else. You don't want it to happen. And a character death happens in this which is just so unfair, and it hurts and it's awful, but I highly recommend this book and I think it's incredible. And if you do like Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, I highly recommend picking this book up, because I think it does an amazing job at feeling like you're in Wonderland. It does a very good job of still using Wonderland phrases, and you just feel like you're there. It feels like an extension of the original story. The next one is You Go Too Fast for Me, Crowley. Favourite slow burn. And for this, I'm going to go with Spice and Wolf Volume 1 by Ishuna Hasekura. This is a Japanese light novel, obviously translated into English because I don't read or speak Japanese. This are two main characters. I'm on volume 15 right now, right? They're still not together. They're still not officially fully together. They flirt, they kind of know each other's interest in them, but they are still not together. They're still not openly together, and I am dying. I'm enjoying it, but I am dying. This essentially, sorry, apologies for dramatics. This follows our main character Lawrence, and one day he's a travelling merchant, and one day he is just doing his job. He stops off in a field, and in his cart he then discovers that a girl has been sleeping there, and the girl there is Holo, the person on our main cover. And it turns out she's not just any girl. She has the wolf ears and a wolf tail, and that is because she is the harvest goddess, and she can in fact turn into a giant wolf. She is also known as like the goddess of the grain, and she desperately wants to go back to her homeland. And so this entire series is based off of Holo and Lawrence travelling back to her homeland, and her finding out what's happened to it and to her friends, and basically they're meeting so many different characters along the way. It's an amazing time. There is also a kind of TV adaptation, what's it called, anime, that's the word. There's an anime adaptation of this series. There's 2 seasons. It doesn't follow the entire book series, but it does follow the first 4 or 5 books, I think. The next one is There was never an apple in Adam's opinion that wasn't worth the trouble you got into for eating it. And the question is, have you ever been caught reading a book when you shouldn't have? Yes, multiple times. I got told off for reading in class. I've been told off for reading and staying up past my bedtime. I've been told off for reading at family functions. Multiple times. Well, obviously you're a demon, that's what you do. Favourite unapologetic villain. See, I struggle with this because I don't think, when it comes to books, I don't think I have a favourite unapologetic villain. Oh, actually, no. Swap that. I do. The Corinthian from Sandman. Brilliant. I like the Corinthian. So, there we go. That's one. Yeah, I'm not going to hold the book up because A, it's over there, and B, it's an omnibus version that's over 1,000 pages long, and it's heavy, and I'm not doing it. The next one is quite a long quote, so bear with me. He plays an ineffable game of his own devising, which may be compared from the perspective of any of the other players, i.e. everybody, to being involved in an obscure and complex version of poker in a pitch dark room with blank cards for infinite stakes, with a dealer who won't tell you the rules and who smiles all the time. Favourite twisty book. And that is The Toymakers by Robert Dinsdale. For this, from what I remember with this book, There is actually only one major plot twist, and that is towards the end that it's revealed. He is a bastard. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh my god. It hurts. Like, it still hurts. I want to punch the character that caused this. I want to punch him in the face. I still feel overwhelming anger at what this character did. But this plot twist was brilliant. I didn't see it coming. I made my nan read it. She didn't see it coming. We gossiped together. It was brilliant. But, oh my god. Yeah, this one, best twist. I think so far, best twist I've ever read, mainly because this one has stayed in my head, and I last read this a few years ago, and it's still there in my head. Yeah, this one, The Toymakers by Robert Dinsdale. Wonderful twist at the end. It will break your heart. And the next and last one, and this is actually my favourite quote from Good Omens, and this is, "Most of the great triumphs and tragedies of history are caused not by people being fundamentally good or fundamentally evil, but by people being fundamentally people." Love that quote. And that is favourite complex or morally great character. And I'm going to have to go with the Sandman again, which is ironic because I've realised I've mentioned that twice and Neil Gaiman co-wrote Good Omens, but oh well. And that is Morpheus, or Dream of the Endless, from the Sandman. I view him as morally great. I love him. I do. I love the Sandman. Okay everyone, thank you so much for watching this. If this seems like content you will enjoy, please subscribe, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and leave me a comment down below and let me know what was your favourite twisty book. I would love to know. I hope you have a wonderful day and I'll see you later. Bye!